A very good day to Dr. Rohaida. My name is Anjajun with metric number 276X62. I'm from Group 1 and with my 4 group members, they are Lillian, Cayenne, Anis, and Mayen. So, for this video, we are going to present about the demand of Coca-Cola Company. So what is the background of the Coca-Cola Company? The Coca-Cola Company is an American company that is also a manufacturer, retailer, and distributor of non-alcoholic beverages. By operating a franchise distribution system since 1889, the company simply manufactures drinks and then sells them around the world. Coca-Cola operates under a franchise system through which it manufactures condensed syrup and sells it to numerous franchises bottled beverage firms around the world. Next, I'm going to present about what is the background of selected product, which is Coke. In 1884, John D. Pemberton invented French wine coca, which is made from coca leaves. So the first French wine coca made by Pemberton contains alcohol. However, a ban of liquor was provided by Atlanta and Fulton County. Pemberton then made a different variety of non-alcoholic French wine cola and renamed it Coca-Cola. Pemberton believes that Coca-Cola can treat a wide range of conditions such as headaches and neurasthenia. However, the first Coca-Cola can only sell an average of 9 glasses per day, and Pemberton began selling its product by advertising in newspapers. So there are 3 objectives of Coca-Cola Company. The first one is the company wants to increase the number of customers who are familiar with the company and to maintain sustainable prosperity in order to succeed in the future. The second one is the company wants to focus on various places around the world for various brands, thus promoting their brand and growing their reputation. The third one is the company wants to ensure the strongest and most efficient production, marketing system possible and distribution. Now, I will let Anis to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, next I will proceed to point 2.0 about definition and concept. Okay, basically in definition and concept, we describe about the basic concept of demand and law of demand, which is factor of change in quantity of demand. Okay, first of all, basic concept of demand. Demand is an economic concept that relates to customer willingness to purchase goods and service, and also a person's capacity to afford particular product and service. Okay, as we know, humans want all goods, service, and condition of life that individuals desire. Okay, Coca-Cola's demand curve is defined as the relationship between the price of Coca-Cola and the quantity of demand of Coca-Cola. So we classify that Coca-Cola demand curve as the amount of the product that buyers are prepared and capable to afford at the each price of Coca-Cola. Okay, next is the law of demand. Okay, as we can see, in the picture is the rule law of demand. So law of demand is when the price of any product increase, then its demand will fall, but when the price decrease, then its demand will increase in the market. So according to the law of demand, as Coca-Cola price rise, why the number of Coca-Cola demanded decrease and vice versa. But the changes occur when something else is constant. In economics, we call it ceteris paribus. Okay, ceteris paribus is when the other factor remain constant. Okay, lastly, example of factor change price of Coca-Cola when the price of Coca-Cola increase. Okay, as we can relate, the graph showed that the quantity of Coca-Cola changed when the price of Coca-Cola had changed. So firstly, the price of Coca-Cola at P2 and the quantity of Coca-Cola at Q2. But when the situation of price Coca-Cola increase on the market, demand occurs, so that the price increasing from P2 to P1. Meanwhile, the quantity will decreasing from Q2 to Q1. So that's all for me.
Good morning to Madam and my fellow friends. My name is Amayan and my matrix number is 277137. As the previous presenter has talked about the price of Coca-Cola itself affect the quantity demanded of Coca-Cola. Now, I am going to talk about the other factor that can shift Coca-Cola to left or right. The figure shows demand curve of Coca-Cola, which the y-axis is the price of Coca-Cola and the x-axis is the quantity of demanded Coca-Cola. The initial demand curve is marked as D0 with the black color line. It will move to the right when the demand of Coca-Cola increase and move to the left when the demand of Coca-Cola decrease. So let's look about the factor now. Now there are 4 factors that can shift Coca-Cola demand curve, which include income, time, price of relative good, and the last one will be taste and preference. So for the income is one of the important sources of purchasing power. We knew that Coca-Cola is normal good, so we can say that when income rise, purchasing power of an individual has increased. Willingness to buy Coca-Cola increase, resulting in demand of Coca-Cola rise. Demand curve of Coca-Cola will shift to the right. So on the other hand, a decline of an individual income, purchasing power of an individual has decreased, willingness to buy Coca-Cola decreased, resulting the demand of Coca-Cola are dropped and the demand curve of Coca-Cola are shifted to the left. So next, the second factor is time. We call Coca-Cola as summer soft drinks. During some specific seasons, Coca-Cola sales are going to be high, such as summer. Customers searching for the great tasting, hydrating on the go during the warmer season. In addition, Coca-Cola sales are high during festive season, such as Christmas and Chinese New Year. During this few situation, Coca-Cola sales and demand was increased. Obviously, the demand curve will shift to the right to D1. So the third factor is the price of relative good, which are the good that relevant to Coca-Cola. There are 2 types of good, which is substitute and complementary good. Let's look about the substitute. Substitute is a good that can replace to Coca-Cola. The closest substitute good to Coca-Cola is Pepsi. Here is the situation. When the price of Pepsi rise, the demand of the Pepsi are going to drop. Customers will search for other goods that can replace and bring same satisfactions to Pepsi. Obviously, they are going to choose Coca-Cola. Well, the price of Coca-Cola stays constant, the demand of Coca-Cola are going to increase. If the situation is upside down with the price of Pepsi is drop, the demand of Pepsi are going to increase. Although the price of Coca-Cola stay constant, the demand of Pepsi the demand of Coca-Cola still decrease. It can show that there are positive relationships of price, Pepsi, and the demand of Coca-Cola, which when they are increased together, when they are decreased together. For the next one, another type of good is complementary good. They are connected together. Soft drink always be as the complement, while people buying fast food. McDonald's and Coca-Cola are complement. When the price of McDonald's fast food rise, the demand of the McDonald's will be increased. It is equal to the quantity demanded of Coca-Cola decrease. For the last factor is taste and preference. Coca-Cola company selling variety of Coca-Cola flavor to attract customers, include Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, Diet Coke, Coca-Cola Vanilla, and Coca-Cola Cherry. Variety of flavor may increase the willingness to buy and lead to an increment on and quantity demanded of Coca-Cola. So the quantity demand curve of Coca-Cola are going to increase and shift to the right, which is to D1. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tan Kayan. I will continue my group presentation by explaining the elasticity of demand of Coca-Cola. Elasticity of demand, we have three types. The first one is price elasticity, which is to measure the sensitivity of quantity demanded of a good to the change of its price. Then the second one is income elasticity, which is to measure how the quantity demanded responds to the change of consumers' income. And the last one is cross elasticity, which is to measure the responsiveness of quantity demanded of a good to the change in the price of another good, such as substitute and complement. These are the few determinants that will affect the price elasticity. First one is the availability of close substitute. The more the substitute for a good, the higher the price elasticity of the demand. Then second one is necessity versus luxuries. If the good is considered a luxury, then the elasticity will be higher. Then third one is proportion of income spent on the good. The smaller the percentage of one's budget that used to buy the good, the lower the elasticity of demand. Then fourth one is time dimension. The longer the time, the higher the price elasticity, which means that the consumer will be having more time to find a substitute. Then last one is habits. The more the person like the goods, the lower the elasticity of the demand for the good. So for income elasticity, we do an assumption. Let's say a consumer's income was 3,000 at first and he bought 30 cans of Coca-Cola. So when his income increased 10% from 3,000 to 3,300, he also increased the quantity demand of Coca-Cola by 20% from 30 cans to 36 cans. So in here we can see that the changes of quantity demand of Coca-Cola is higher than the change of consumers' income. Since we will get the price elasticity is more than 1, so we can prove that Coca-Cola is a normal good. So for cross elasticity, we want to measure the sensitivity between two goods. So let's assume that the price of Pepsi was 2 ringgit at first, and when the price of Pepsi was 2 ringgit, the quantity demand for Coca-Cola was 100. Then when the price of Pepsi increased from 2 ringgit to 250, the quantity demand of Coca-Cola also increased from 100 to 170. So in here we can see that the cross elasticity between Pepsi and Coca-Cola was positive. Then we can prove that both goods, which is Pepsi and Coca-Cola, are substitute to each other. So in conclusion, we can prove that the elasticity of demand for Coca-Cola was elastic, and also Coca-Cola was a normal good.
Good afternoon to Doctor and my friends. My name is Xia Lilian and my matrix number is 276990. Today, I'm going to talk about the market structure of Coca-Cola Company. The Coca-Cola Company is the leading global manufacturer of non-alcoholic beverages. It is also a top supplier of sparkling soda, juice, milk products, sport drink, ready-to-drink tea and coffee. However, it still considered exists in the oligopolistic market. So, what is an oligopolistic market? An oligopoly is a market structure that consists of only a few firms, and no one can prevent others' company from exerting a significant impact. So, there are several characteristics that indicate that the Coca-Cola Company operates in an oligopolistic market, which are few sellers, interdependence, competitions, and barriers to entry. So, the first characteristic is few seller. The Coca-Cola Company has been a global powerhouse in the carbonated soft drink industry since 2004. However, it is still defined as running in an oligopoly market. It is because the Coca-Cola Company owns nearly half of its industry market share in 2019, which is 43.7%. However, it met its greatest competitor, which is PepsiCo, which owns a 24.1% market share in 2019. Both companies are pioneers in the carbonated soft drink industry because they contribute 67.8% of the overall market share. Oligopoly markets exist when these two companies have more than 50% market dominance because control is centralized among several sellers who can wield market influence. The second characteristic is interdependence. The Coca-Cola Company launched a low-price strategy in the Indian market. This decision obviously puts Pepsi-Cola at the risk of losing its market share, since their products are perfect substitute for each other. As a result, Pepsi followed its competitor's strategy to lower its prices in order to limit Coca-Cola's dominant position in the market. However, they were unable to hold the demand at such cheap rates, and thus they retreated from this lower price strategy. Therefore, their prices are relatively constant at 10 rupees ever since. This scenario strongly demonstrates the interdependence of sellers' relationships in an oligopoly economy, where a company's strategy or action will directly influence the behavior of its rivals in order to sustain competitiveness. The third characteristic is competitions. Since companies in an oligopoly market are interdependent, the pricing and production behavior of competitors will influence every company that exists in this market. Companies in oligopolistic market only engage in non-price competition in order to avoid triggering price competition. Although lowering prices can temporarily increase demand, enabling this form of competitions to occur for an extended period of time will only damage the company's interests. Thus, the following are some non-price competitions between Coca-Cola and Pepsi.
Taste the feeling.
The first non-price competition is advertising. According to the Coca-Cola advertisement, we can see that the Coca-Cola Company emphasizes narrative and facial expression in order to elicit emotional reaction from the viewers. Coca-Cola puts an emphasis on interpersonal relationships with customers and aim to relate to their sentimental side.
For the love of it.
The Pepsi brand is regarded as avant-garde, interesting, and youthful. This is visible in their advertisement and marketing initiatives. From the advertisement, we can see that they have invited K-pop idol groups that are very popular among the younger generation to promote their products. As a result, its customer group is primarily from 13 to 35 years old. Next, we look at the second-hand price competition from the product range and development perspective. The Coca-Cola Company has introduced a vast variety of products based on consumer preferences, resulting in a massive product portfolio. Most of its products are well-known brands in the industry and enjoy a high reputation. Whereas for the Pepsi, they focus differentiation strategy of providing exclusive or innovative goods to attract more customers. For example, Pepsi keeps producing new products or modifications of existing products, such as modifying its products to be low in calories, low in salt, or low in saturated fat. The last characteristic is barriers to entry. Coca-Cola and Pepsi have agreed to form a cartel to avoid risks that might reduce their market share. A cartel is a group of companies that band together to regulate rates and restrict rivalry. They will establish cartels to restrict new entrants from entering the market. This phenomena demonstrates that the oligopoly market has strong entry barriers.
In conclusion, Coca-Cola Company will take the requisite measures to continually enhance supply chain through working with many manufacturers and shippers. Hence, the Coca-Cola Company should leverage its bottling partners in order to continue to establish more clarity. If the bottling partners are looking for clarity, domain rivalry issues which are eliminated when a bottler wants to sell his goods and the territory of another bottler meets his revenue quotings. Next, Coca-Cola is daily demand product. The concept of elasticity is to determine demand of the goods as the price of the product, the income of the buyer, and the price shift of other alternatives on the market have changed. So, the elasticity of demand shows how the demand for the Coca-Cola Company's products increases at each level following those three different changes. Then, this will help to determine how many products to be produced and avoid from the waste. That's all from us. Thank you.